You're listening to the Reluctant Adult Podcast. If you like what you're hearing, follow us on social media and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This is the way.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's a million.
This week from the internet, Marvel's next first family fingered. Pedro Pascal and friends introduced as the MCU's Fantastic Four. Plus, Moose and Turtles? The toy company known for slime and goo is a natural fit for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And Target better self-check itself before it self-wrecks itself. Shoppers bemoan the retail giant's decision to limit self-checkout registers. Your ideas are intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter. It's the Reluctant Adult Podcast.
Don't you be a dummy! Buckle your safety belt!
Think, Billy. It's morphin' time!
Ooh, welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the Super Bowl champion, Kansas City chef, Bill.
Hi, everyone. What?
What are you cooking up this week?
Lots of stuff.
You know, like you would, like that commercial where they're painting the end zone because they're the Chiefs.
Oh, the
but
chefs.
he spelled it chef.
Yes.
He omitted the I.
I feel like that commercial should just get run. It's like one of those evergreen commercials. You know, like the
M&M Santa. Like,
the M&M Santa or the Hershey Kiss Jingle Bells.
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they just go on the what is it? The candy eggs. Picking the Cadbury egg. Yeah, the Cadbury egg
lion.
auditions. Yeah. Yes.
Do they show those in standard def? Because they didn't film them in HD because it was so many years ago.
I feel like they don't show the Cadbury one. It's just kind of grainy, and we just accept
they
it.
Zoom in.
Yes.
Like on Seinfeld, they zoom in. Or maybe they use AI to expand the
Oh.
sides. Yeah. Did you see this week that one of the AI companies released this text-to-video AI option? And
Sora.
people are pretty much like, okay, we're done. We'll pack
It's
it in.
over.
It's over. It's over. Yeah.
I was showing a clip to my wife, and she was like, "I don't care about this." I was like, "You probably should."
It not going to impact you directly, but it may. We'll see.
Right.
People are like, "Oh, the cat had 3 paws at one point." It's like, yeah, it sure did.
It sure did.
It also took seconds to make and no money. So I think if that's how you're going to see a cat with 3 paws real soon come into theaters near you, only in theaters.
The big comparison was the AI. I think it was Will Smith.
With Will Smith eating spaghetti a year
right.
ago. And then it's like, well, what are we going to see next year?
Let me just type in a dog looking out the window, and then there's bikes going by, and
we'll type in Star Wars Episode 7. Oh, there it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everything's a 7. That's all it is. Every character is a 7.
That would be funny.
That's how the AI generates it. It's like, it's Anakin Skywalker, but he's the number 7.
It's amazing how quickly we went from AI being like, oh, the Terminator, to like everyday life we're using it. And now tomorrow somebody could announce, well, we're shutting down all the studios, we're just gonna do AI. Like things
AI.
are happening so quickly.
It'll only snowball after this, and eventually it's just gonna you're not gonna know.
Well, this is the worst it's ever gonna look. It's only gonna get better from here. Yeah.
Right.
And I think if you want to regulate it, tomorrow's too late. You got to do it right now because it's going to be too late. You're not going to know the difference.
Hey, they couldn't shut TikTok down. They're not going to be able to shut this down. Let's just be fair.
They could shut TikTok down, but the appetite wasn't there because people like TikTok, or they did.
They do.
Maybe try it again. Maybe people are not so supportive anymore after the TikTok shop has taken over their feed, their For You page.
Yeah. What was this week's TikTok shop item?
We always get the spinning brush.
Spinning brush, okay.
Spinning, yeah. Treadmill, I still see a lot.
Treadmill was big, yeah.
Standing treadmill, yeah. You really messed up because you bought something from the TikTok shop that one time.
Yeah.
You really messed up, man. You screwed us. You screwed everybody.
I did. I supported it.
Temu using all your Temu money to get 3 Super Bowl ads. Is that what they had? 3 ads?
I saw no fewer than
millions?
3.
Yikes! Now
Right?
this year they pronounced it Temu, but last year they had an ad where it was pronounced Timu, and that's how I'm gonna continue to pronounce it, Timu.
That's how I'm comfortable pronouncing it. I sound
Temu.
too uppity if I say, "Oh, it's Temu." Actually,
it's Temu.
you say Temu to a common man, and they say, "Get out of here."
Get out of here.
Probably rob you first, and then say, "I'm gonna take all my all your money, and spend it on Temu." Buy some miniatures.
Have you bought anything from Temu lately?
Lately,
Yeah.
not
the
since
Super
before
Bowl?
Christmas. No.
Okay. Yeah. My wife has purchased things from there. Like she bought these little things that go around the feet of our chairs for the kitchen. They're like little chair condoms for the feet.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to like prevent them from sliding, but they just immediately ripped into pieces. Like they did not last for it. I think there's one left of the 4 chairs. There's one leg of the four legs per chair, 4 chairs.
I bought a pretty decent rice cleaner, which was nice.
You clean the rice like 1 grain at a time.
You're supposed to rinse your white rice. You know that,
You
right?
rinse your rice?
Are you for real?
No, I don't know. I've never cooked rice.
You don't cook rice? Okay, yes.
Well,
I
don't
always
cook
rinse. It takes the starch out of the rice.
I mean, I believe you. Let me ask.
Rinse it till it's clear, everybody.
Do you rinse the rice? She does. We're safe.
There we
We're
go.
good.
Thank you.
Good. We have the rice cooker, the black plastic pot. You put it in the microwave. Yeah.
Ours caught on fire, so
Not great. Was that
No.
from Temu?
it was not.
What part of it caught on fire?
The
none
electric.
of
It was an electrical fire, so the cord.
The rice cooker has a cord.
Correct.
Oh, you didn't have it in the microwave, so this was a
No.
separate thing. I was like,
This
you
is a
put
separate thing.
you put it in a thing that has a cord in the microwave. Well, yeah, it's definitely gonna catch on fire. That's
Our
that's a
rice
given.
cooker it had a tendency to bubble over.
Okay.
I don't know, and so the liquid would fall on the cord, and I think eventually it just corroded. And my wife was making rice one night, and she was like, "I smelled electrical, and I smelled plastic burning, and the rice cooker was on fire, so it's gone." And I was like, "Just cook it in the Instant Pot like we do with everything else."
Old school. Roughing it without the separate rice cooker. So we talked about Temu having a Super Bowl ad. There were lots of Super Bowl ads. I really feel like Super Bowl ads are not a big deal. Not as big a deal as they used to be. Like it used to be, you watched the Super. I mean, some people still do, but it used to be.
Right. It was an event.
Man, it was
Who
an
do you
event.
look forward to? They had web pages dedicated to them the day after, where you could just
We'd all do the
watch
poll
them all,
afterwards. What was your favorite
which was
Super
the
Bowl
best.
ad?
Which Dorito ad nailed it this year? Yeah.
Oh, Doritos. They're not even in there anymore, are they?
That's too much money.
That used to be a thing. I know it's just too much. It's not. I don't. Feel
It
like
was a very unique year. So I watched probably 50% of the game. I didn't watch the first half, or the halftime show, but I did watch the second half and the overtime. Mm-hmm. But it just seemed like the commercials that you did see, they already previewed, and that's the world we live in now. It's like if they have a popular commercial, they already put it out like a week ahead of time, and you can just watch it.
Exactly. Yeah. Or the ad is a teaser. It's like go online and see the full trailer.
Oh, sure. Right.
And that's what Marvel did with Deadpool. They put a very quick teaser on there, and then you had to go on the website or social media and view that. So we're on the road to WrestleMania. We're on the road to Marvel figuring their shit out, trying to get back into their back on track here.
But Deadpool, I believe, is the only release of 2024.
The only theatrical release.
Yes.
We'll talk about another preview that we saw this week. But Deadpool, we've said it. If this one doesn't work, Marvel's in big trouble.
Sure.
Because they've just, man, I don't know.
Well,
ever since I really think you can pinpoint it to the Disney Plus stuff. Like once we started seeing these characters show up on TV,
sure.
and then you had Endgame as sort of the official end to whatever saga, whatever phase.
Right. Yes, the Infinity Stone saga.
Yeah. So they've had trouble getting any traction with any of the other characters.
They have.
And Deadpool we weren't sure that Deadpool was going to continue once Disney purchased Fox.
Yeah, and this is Deadpool under Disney. So we have to see how they work that out, because at the time it was 20th Century Fox. So
right. So we're they've already shown enough where I think people are like, okay, Disney's going to let Deadpool be Deadpool. But Deadpool, it's a big movie because it's either ushering in these characters, the X-Men, or it's basically saying goodbye to them, these iterations of them.
Right.
And there's been a lot of chatter that we're going to see multiple versions of Wolverine in this movie, and some people think we're going to see the new MCU Wolverine in this movie.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if that's true.
There's rumor
it's
that
definitely possible
that Harry Potter's in this one.
That I did hear that. Yep.
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe. Is he going to be Wolverine?
He's going to play. I mean, there's theory that he's Patch Wolverine.
Okay. Well, he's a very prolific actor. I could see that. He's not overly tall. He can get in pretty good shape. He's one of those guys. I believe
the shot they showed him, he was sitting in a chair. So who's tall in a chair?
We saw his back. Well, no, but I'm just saying, like, one of the weird things that they did is they made Wolverine tall. They made the character tall. Like, they put Hugh Jackman in lifts. Like, they wanted him to be tall. But we know from the comics, Wolverine's supposed to be a little guy. Like, that's just part of his characterization.
Like, he's just a scrappy little mutant. He's tough as can be.
So they wanted Wolverine to be the leading man character, tall, good-looking guy. Yeah. It's crazy to go back and watch X-Men 1, the first X-Men, and look at the physical condition of Hugh Jackman compared to now. Like, he wasn't this, like, muscle-bound, like, crazy, like, what we think of these, like, superhero characters now. He just wasn't that.
Right.
But, like, at some point they were like, listen, we need you to look a little bit more like the drawing, like, I know this is not physically possible to look like this, but we need you to come as close as possible.
It will be. With AI, all things are possible. It's coming. They're going to give him an 8-pack on top of his 6-pack. That's what it is. And that's, what the funny thing is, so not to knock like cosplay or anything, I think it's a very good art, but there was I saw a couple clips over the last couple days of like Marvel cosplay and like some of the more extreme characters like Apocalypse, Omega Red.
Yeah.
And the biggest portion where it loses me is the legs.
Because they're stilts.
They're stilts, and they're covered up because they're bulkier. But you're at the limitations of the human being underneath the costume, so they're just kind of like walking around like they have a dump in their pants. Like it's like I can't move.
They can't bend their knees. Yeah, they can't walk.
They can't.
Like
so it looks it looks a little incomplete. Like it's there, but
it's not there. I mean, have you seen the behind the scenes footage from the live action Beauty and the Beast where they have him walking down the stairs with her? And he has sort of those like accordion legs where they have like a little bit of a bend, and it still looks weird as hell. Like even when they animated it, I didn't think it like looked natural. But I guess we wouldn't really know what a creature with legs shaped like that who walks upright would walk like.
Of course not.
So there's always that uncanny valley where you're like, I don't know that that's how that would look, but I can't say for certain because it doesn't exist. Yeah, it's weird. So I thought that the Deadpool trailer looked good. It didn't give away a lot, but I thought, it set the tone. And I want to say I'm excited to see it, but I just feel like they got to kind of earn back that excitement. Like I don't really have. I'm not just my default feeling towards these movies is not excitement. I need
the track.
But then it's like I don't want
long of disappointment.
Yeah, but I don't want to be too spoiled. I don't want them to give away too much. So I'm gonna see it hopefully pretty early on because I'd like to avoid any more spoilers. Like we've been spoiled for that outside shot where they're fighting quite a bit.
We knew that was happening though, but they're just out in the desert having a good time. How much background information do you think you need to have going into this movie?
Like on what, outside of the movies that exist? You're talking about comics or
not even the comics? Not even the comics. We're not here for that. But the movies that we've seen. And the current things, because obviously the TVA is in there from the Loki
that's a good
series.
Point. Yeah, I did see that, so that won't be a surprise.
They're referencing Fox properties. They're referencing the MCU directly. So who's Deadpool coming after, if anybody?
I don't know. I feel like it's going to shake everything up, so maybe it doesn't really matter. But
you think?
I don't know.
I feel like everything so far has attempted to shake up the MCU. Like the next thing is always going to be let's get this back on track, and it never sticks the landing.
Well, they're still they thought it was going to be Kang, and now it's I feel like we've wasted the last few years.
Aren't they renaming that Avengers movie now? That Kang Dynasty, isn't that becoming something else at this point? I feel like they've taken Kang and he's just now this throwaway character.
Right. Well, I mean, they've renamed that the witch from Scarlet Witch. What's her name? Agatha. They've renamed her spin-off show 7 times, trying to pretend that that's part of the marketing. So I don't really care about what they've named the movies until they come out. But if they want to get rid of Kang, if they want to recast it, that's fine. I don't really care. But they really need to figure it out. And I've said all along that nothing really matters until you bring in the X-Men, until you bring in those mutants. So I hope that this is the first step toward that, and it's not just another sort of Days of Future Past where it's this is a fun side adventure, but it doesn't really we're never going to get to this future world where the Sentinels are hunting people down. That was just a what if. Enough of the what ifs, enough of this multiverse. That's what ruined everything. Nothing matters anymore. No one cares.
Right. No one cares. Just bring them back.
You got Madam Web over here existing, it's not technically the MCU, but now we've seen the Sonyverse and Marvel kind of intermingling, Venom showing up. It's Sony is doing so much damage to the Marvel brand. And you still got Craven coming out. That's going to be the worst one yet.
Maybe it'll take a Batgirl hit. They'll shelf that for tax purposes. Who knows? Just watch the trailer
to the Looney Tunes people. They're so mad about that movie getting shelved. Switch them around. Nobody's looking forward to this.
That movie, the whole trailer was just the whole movie was in that trailer. 100%.
Which movie? The Looney Tunes movie?
Craven.
No, yeah.
Craven.
It's such a stupid take too, where it's he's actually a good guy and his dad was the bad Craven. I don't know. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody was I want a Spider-Man villain the movie where there's no Spider-Man in it. Said nobody.
Take Predator 2 and insert Craven as the Predator.
Yeah.
Spider-Man as Danny Glover.
There you go.
And
that's what we want.
And that's what we want. We want Urban Hunter. What was the name of that book?
I don't know.
Shut your ears. You don't know what a book is.
I don't. I've never heard of this medium.
Concrete Jungle. That's what it was.
Book?
It was
Congo?
Predator.
The
Concrete
book I got
Jungle.
for my birthday.
Yes.
From our friends. Our very wealthy friends.
My child is stomping.
Oh. No, knock it off.
Late night
Tell
children.
Knock it off. Bang on the ceiling. When you would live in an apartment. Shut up.
Let's
shut up there.
I'm going to interrupt real quick because I got a child today. My wife and I have been talking about it, and I stumbled upon him.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is a big deal.
I believe his name... I asked my daughter what we should name him. His name is Jeremy.
Oh. Jeremy Padawer from Jax.
I don't know. Isn't he great?
He's missing some of his parts, it seems like.
Hello.
Like he's not fully connected.
Oh,
Aw. He's adorable.
isn't he great?
How did you come to acquire Jeremy?
So I was out antiquing today with the kids and my mom.
Did you film it?
You know what though? It's like I wanted to film this, and I'm gonna go back. No, I filmed last week.
You gotta film everything.
I'm gonna go back.
You have to film every.
I
we
know.
missed the origin
I
of
know.
Jeremy.
Oh, you're right. We did miss the origin of Jeremy. Let me get him back up here.
Bring him back.
So he was $6.
What is he? Where did he originate? Was he like a
So-
Target or CVS?
So he is from 2001, called a company called Paper Magic Company, and this is pretty much what happens when like latex ages, like improperly under like not being cared for conditions. Like he was like smushed in a box.
Oh, he wasn't cared
So
for. That's so
he
sad.
wasn't cared for.
Oh, my God, you rescued him. He's a
I
rescue
did.
monster.
I did. He is a rescue monster. So, Paper Magic Company, 2001. You would have seen probably the vampire. He had very large eyes like this, and a witch, and a crow. But this guy was originally green.
Oh my God.
But someone took the time and like repurposed him
Yeah.
and gave him a new life. And then I found him, and he was $12. But then the booth was marked 50%.
Oh, it was meant to be.
It was, and he's great. He's like, I got home.
He's okay.
Wait till you see him on my iPhone. He looks
I gotta see
great.
him in action. Yeah.
He
Does
looks
talk or anything?
fantastic. He doesn't talk. He's just like, oh, I figured you'd appreciate this because of puppetry.
Well, is he
Hello,
a puppet?
Paul.
He
No,
looks
he's
like
not
the
a
thing you
puppet,
put in
not
front
one
of the door. He like blocks the cold air from getting in the door.
He's a draft dodger.
He's a yeah.
This isn't Vietnam.
Is
He's
he a Frankenstein?
I believe he's a Frankenstein. Yeah.
Okay.
He originally
blue?
had
He looks
eyes. He
blue.
doesn't have eyes. Yeah, they painted him gray. He's a grayish.
He got
blue.
paint. He's been customized.
Yes, quite a bit. Yeah, he didn't look
He's
like
a-
this.
He's a work of art. Okay.
Paper Magic Company. So yes, no, I had to save him because he is a work of art.
Are they gonna sponsor us next? They gonna send us some
Go
stuff?
look
Are
it
they
up.
on Instagram? I'm gonna tag
Maybe.
them. Yeah.
So yeah, no, he was quite the find. I was
Cool.
very happy.
Well,
with
he is.
Jeremy.
I gotta say, I take back what I said. He is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
And you know what else
No.
is fantastic?
What?
The Fantastic Four.
Oh, you're right. Which
So-
version?
The upcoming version. Starring
yeah.
Pedro Pascal, the guy from Stranger Things, the guy from The Bear, and the woman. I have no idea who she
Are you
is.
just making stuff up? You said Stranger Things?
Did you not see the official announcement of the Fantastic Four?
No, did you not see Stranger Things?
Bill, the Human Torch is Eddie from Stranger Things.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Pedro Pascal.
No, I'm talking
Oh,
about
you just kept going on. with the
Joseph
character.
Quinn.
Joseph Quinn.
Is
You're right. Okay.
Johnny.
Well, I figured
Storm.
you'd say Pedro Pascal from The Last of Us and The Mandalorian, but okay.
From everything.
Long rumored. Long
He's in
rumored.
everything. Well,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Well, so I'm thinking back to the last rumor prior to him, and it was gonna be Margot Robbie, and then like a less famous man, because it was gonna be like Sue Storm's story, so they wanted like her to be the star.
Oh, sure.
And then I think someone was like, "Yeah, we got to make this as safe as possible." Who's like everybody's favorite right now? Like who's just hitting homers out of the park every chance he gets? And Pedro Pascal is the answer to that. So people are like, fine, safe choice, but really, Marvel really needs this to work. They just really need this to work. So we've got our Fantastic Four debuted in sort of a unique way. These retro style drawings, like
it's like a
not,
poster, right?
Like and then the Thing is reading a magazine on the cover, and the cover looks very much like an actual episode or an actual edition of Time magazine. So people are placing this in the 60s, I believe.
You're right. So the actual issue, it is an actual issue of Time Magazine, and I think it puts it in like 63, 64.
So people have long speculated that this will take place in the past, and then either there will be a time jump or something will happen at the end.
Shenanigans.
Bring them,
multiverse shenanigans, because we're
like we saw with Captain America. We've seen this before.
Yeah.
So I think that's fine. I'm on board for that. I didn't like the most recent Fantastic Four. It just was not a good movie. Like, I'm not even against the cast. It was just not a good movie. And it's so funny because if you think back to all the superhero movies, you had X-Men and you had Spider-Man. Those were fine. But if you take away the MCU, think about how much crap we've gotten from superhero movies. Like, all of the non-Spider-Man Sony movies, just trash, complete trash. I just wonder, like, where we'd be today. Like, would Fox have kept trying with Fantastic Four, like different iterations of it?
Keep going. I don't know.
Like,
we'd probably see like a major sell-off. I mean, we're only getting this one because Disney bought off.
Yeah, Disney finally
20th
just
Century
bought
Fox. Yeah,
Fox. Yeah, it worked out for them. I don't know. It's just interesting because people are talking about how bad Madam Web is, and people are like, "Do you remember before the MCU? Like, the superhero movies were bad. Like, people didn't know what to do with these characters, how to present them on film
without being like ridiculously campy."
Right. They were so like the first X-Men. They were so afraid of being too campy that they went.
The bar was set high. Everyone refers back to the original Superman with Christopher Reeves and the '89 Batman. Mm-hmm. Those were our benchmarks for superhero movies,
right? And those were more serious, and they were. I don't know. They could never achieve that feeling again until I think like the Nolan first stuff, like that was more grounded. And that's why he would never allow Superman to be in his Batman movie, because there's just no realistic way to make that work. You have to sort of accept this other, like your mind. It's like that. It's you have to like think of this as like a sci-fi movie almost, and that's not what he was going for. Mm-hmm. So I'm what are we next year? They're thinking this is going to come out July 25th, 2025 for this Fantastic Four movie. Man. They haven't even started filming. Right there with Jurassic Park.
They got that. I mean, they must be doing all this secret stuff because that Moana movie is literally coming out in November next year.
Well, that's animation though. They must have been doing that for years and just forgot to tell us, because the animation takes forever, or at least it used to. I don't know.
Right.
The other thing that people thought was interesting is that the Superman Legacy movie is supposed to come out in July of next year. So they're like, well, Marvel is trying to get a twofer here. They're going to reset their own universe and kill off the new DC universe in one, two birds and one stone.
Yes, one fell swoop.
So we'll see how that goes for them. But I think of all the Marvel announcements this week, the most important, the one that I'm looking forward to the most because it's happening the soonest, is X-Men 97. We finally got a trailer. We finally saw the animation. We heard the voices. We saw Gambit riding Wolverine and charging up his claws. We had Cyclops with his Avengers Assemble moment. To me, my X-Men, I was great. They've done a really good job presenting this.
You like the last will and testament of Professor X?
Yeah, but
Magneto's in charge. He's got everything.
He didn't in the original X-Men cartoon. He's not dead. Like, we know that he was taken.
Yeah, he was
Professor X.
Right.
So is this resetting that, or the characters just don't know that he really is out there somewhere?
I thought there was. I really think X-Men's an interesting one for me, because if you remember correctly, the airings, it was like the first instance where they'd have a cliffhanger of a cartoon, at least in my opinion, and then the next Saturday when it was on, it wasn't there. It was a rerun.
Oh.
And then like 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, they would continue it. I remember it was big with the Mr. Sinister arc where he kidnaps Jean Grey.
We'll see. It's supposed to, be an exact continuation of it, but I mean,
right.
If it makes sense to change things up, they can do that too.
Looked like
I'm
Jean
looking forward
Grey
to
was
it.
pregnant.
Yeah. Are they gonna drop it all at once, or is it gonna be like a weekly thing? Yeah.
I hope it's
They should drop
thing.
it Saturday morning, so you got to get.
I'd probably only watch
watch
it on Saturday mornings just for the feels.
That's for the feels, yeah.
They got Rogue lost a little weight. That's been going around as well.
Well, people were doing the side by side, and they're like, they nerfed her because you have that famous still of her.
Apocalypse.
It's like, wait a minute, what happened here?
Yeah.
What happened? But
she must have absorbed that power from someone else and then lost it.
The animators are just a little less pervy now. That's all they had back then with their drawings.
That's what we got.
That's all they had.
A little, yeah. So the animation definitely it's updated a little bit. It's still similar enough. I don't know, it's gonna be cool. I think I'm looking forward to it.
I would love if they did that thing where they like sometimes would get the colors wrong, like with the Ninja Turtles, they put the wrong bandana. I feel like that carried over to X-Men, where sometimes like they would like forget to color in a part of them. I'd love to see like little things like that, just like to really make it feel like it's from back in the day. Yeah. Give us that VHS static around the corners.
Oh, I mean, there's someone probably just going to apply a filter to that and make it look just like that.
I'd like to see that.
It should be an option.
It's going to be 4:3, like standard def. Yeah, that's what we want.
Disney should make that an option, like they made the aspect ratio for The Simpsons an option.
Yeah. They should just play it on Tubi, because Tubi plays it. Like they make all their videos look like they were ripped from VHS cassettes. Yeah, it's crazy. So our good friends Moose sent us a care package this week with some new turtle stuff, and I was so excited to dig into this. I was
looking forward to this one,
man. And they didn't tell us exactly what was coming, but we, in our heads we had our wish list, and they did not disappoint. So right off the bat, this is a world premiere. You, Bill, showed off the Gujitsu Turtles, the 2-pack of Leo and Raph last week or the week before. But this is a new item that I was not even aware was coming out. A 4-pack featuring the Turtles in their classic colors. And that nice sort of almost neon. So here's Donatello. So you get all 4 Turtles in the same color. And they have a little like color bit of something in them. So if you squish them the right way, you can get the color to show up. So like they're color coded. So Dawn is purple. I wanted to like take them apart to show how it works. So like this is how they come. This is like a complete one, and then you can take off their belt. So you see that he's got no belt, and then you can take off their shell. So he's got nothing going on there. That's really easy to get that color popping up there. There's the blue. So if you want to just completely deconstruct them, because if you buy 4 different sets, you can make the Mirage Turtles. You can make them all red bandanas. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Maybe we'll see that from Moose a little bit later. But
San Diego Comic-Con exclusive,
right?
4-pack.
I would love
Mirage
that.
Turtles.
That would be awesome. I don't know what they have planned.
Very simple stuff.
But I would be into that. So these are just so much fun. They're just like to have them around. Like the way they jiggle is just very pleasing.
It is. And
something about that.
So
is very nice.
Going back to the 2-pack, if you're into Gujitsu, completely different filling on them. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to see some differences. I know they do it with the mainline stuff. I know Blazagon is prominently like either an Ice Blast Blazagon or just the Fire Blazagon. But yeah, this is Mikey.
There we go.
But my wife's always... I can't impress my wife much more, but anytime Moose sends some stuff to sample, she's always impressed. She's like,
they make nice stuff.
There's a reason why I don't see my husband on Saturday nights.
A good reason.
He's bringing home the toys.
So something we specifically mentioned was the 40th anniversary set of the Kaido. So these are painted up to look like the cartoon, or I should say the toy colors, the original Playmates toy colors. So this immediately is just very satisfying to me because it just hits all the feels. So these are the 4 turtles, and then it comes with a Shredder. Let's see if I can hold them all in one hand. Shredder and that blue. Look at that. I got them all up here. Look at that. Woo! And then if you want to compare these to the general release, you can see these, the original Akato turtles, it's the more neon green, like the Gujitsu we just showed you. So these are so much fun. My son immediately gravitated towards these because it's like, it's Rock'em Sock'em Robots for the new generation.
Right,
and
this is like
little characters. They're not just red and blue. Like they have a personality.
Yeah. And it's like, hey, I'm at the restaurant. My kid's being a pain in the butt. I mean, look at the size of this thing. Just pop out your Akato.
Just bring them with you
on the floor, and boom.
Yeah.
Do a little battle, and the game is fun. It's up to 10 or below 10. They are at level 10, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then each hit, because it's not over after the first time.
Right. Yeah. There's a whole game rule behind it. So there are different triggers that they sell, and different sets come with different ones. There's one that has you twist it, and I really like that one. And then there's one that's like an arcade bulb. You pull that back, but this is like the most basic one. But they're all compatible. Even like the larger size ones, they all sit on the same base. So you can mix and match and whatever the rules for your Akato matches, you can do that. Now I was thinking what else could they do? What other properties would work really well with Akato? And I was thinking, well, they got to do Power Rangers because it works so well. You have the basic size for the Rangers, and then you can even do the monsters as the larger size characters.
Sure. You do Star Wars.
You can do anything. Yeah.
I mean, Moose makes Bluey. You can make Bluey.
I'd like to see Bluey and Bingo go at it. I think we've all wanted that for healer supremacy. So these are really fun. And then the other thing.
This is a big one. This is fun.
This is really cool. What is it called? Treasure X?
Treasure X.
Treasure X. Now you explain. You're a little more familiar with these than I am. So you explain the whole deal behind what Treasure X is.
So Treasure X is kind of like an adventure box, like a box of surprises almost, I guess, as it were. Levels of entertainment. You think about different elements: slime, play sand, crack effects. Well, not effect. Yeah, like
what
things that crack.
What is crack effects?
I don't know.
Okay, we made that up. New terminology.
So multiple properties. I mean, they go into dinosaurs. The big one at our house was almost like, what was it called? Skull Island.
Yeah.
And I think now they're up to aliens, but it's almost like if you go to the end cap where they have the dig your own gold,
right,
and hatch your own dinosaur by digging through it.
Yep.
It's that level of entertainment. So there's a little bit. So someone like you and me who doesn't appreciate the wrecking of toys.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of these are one-time use. You put they have a monster line where you have to exhume a brain and then crack their head open. And to me, that's just frightening because you're breaking the figure.
You're breaking the toy, yeah.
Yes.
Gotta keep it in mint condition. But the kids love it.
Right.
So the first stage of this is you open up one of the you take off the manhole cover on this thing here and you fill it with water, and there's a piece of paper here that dissolves. You shake it up and then that reveals this bag, and in the bag are all the parts to make up the turtle or Shredder or Casey, I think. And it's got slime in there, so it's nice and sticky. So, if you have carpet, God help you. But then you put together the figure, and I really dig the design of the character because the head sculpt is very unique. It almost looks like one of those sugar skulls. It's very different. And they gave it a nice ball joint, which I was not expecting. So you got some nice movement here. So I got it's a surprise who you get. I got Michelangelo. Who did you get?
Right. It's an exciting thing. So while I'm digging out an item, we forgot to mention that these connect as well.
Oh, the bases?
the bases all connect. So there's a feature at the bottom where you can pull the manhole cover off, and the slime comes down.
There you go.
And that allows you to connect them all in other various ways. But yeah, so you said I got Golden Leonardo.
You got the chase. You're
got
the
the
winner.
chase.
They sent you the chase.
I was the winner, right? So 7 to collect, including this one, and like the poses are dynamic. They're just interesting. It's fun to look at.
It's very different because there are a lot of, little PVC turtles in this scale.
Right.
So they had to make them different. And I really think that head articulation sets them apart because it just allows you to really choose how you want them to look.
You're right.
I think that's such an important part of any toy.
The torso's static, so they can't you can't change the torso alignment. You can't change the arms. There's no articulation in the arms.
The accessories come out.
Like you said. The accessories come out. They can hold a little mini pizza that you take out of this in the front.
Wait, what? There's a mini pizza?
Yeah.
Where?
Did you just rip into this?
Yes. Where's the mini pizza?
So you take the key.
Yeah.
The hydrant key.
Sure. Okay.
Put it in the front.
Okay. Yeah. And what? Turn
and
it?
Twist.
Which way?
Yeah.
There's a little thing in here.
Counterclockwise.
It's
right.
a little glow in the dark pizza. Is this?
Oh, did you?
Is glow in the dark rare?
Yes. I don't know. There's a solid gold, or there's a gold plated.
Damn it. Okay.
Oh.
Look at that. I got
a little pizza.
I got a little pizza. That's cool. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So you can put that in his hand too. Nice.
Right.
There you
now,
go.
Moose Toys, I can't say enough about Moose Toys because Moose Toys, my son, he'll now look for the logo on Moose Toys and be like, it's made by Moose Toys. So he's like the perfect little spokesperson for them. It's made by Moose.
Made by Moose.
Yeah. I can see the moose right there.
It's got that moose quality.
Right.
Yeah, so we can't thank Moose enough for we just sort of threw out there that we would like these, and they're like, well, here you go. We're like, okay, well,
Here.
what else?
And
what else can we do? We like? We like it all. Woo.
They came quick, but they were just a lot of fun, and like these are serviceable turtles in any situation.
They're like really fun. Like I wanna, if I would like to like almost puppeteer them because you can move them any which way you want.
My favorite thing is to allow them to do like extreme punches.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the stretch arm strike because it's like poof.
Like Dulcine in Street Fighter.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, love it. Did they do Stretch Street Fighter at one point?
Everyone's touched Street Fighter, but I don't know if Moose has.
No, not Moose, but I feel like back maybe when they were doing G.I. Joe Street Fighter, I feel like there was Stretch because like that was a big everything. There was like Stretch wrestlers, like Playmates did those.
Oh sure.
I don't know, but it would make too much sense. So I wonder if we'll see that someday. So really fun. You can check I'm sure these will be sold somewhere, but I think you might have seen them here first. So we're Reluctant Adult Podcast world premiere.
I went looking for the Treasure X, any sample of it on the major retailers. I didn't see one yet.
Yeah,
anything posted. So no. I think we're breaking ground here, Moose.
Coming
Thank you.
Soon, but not yet. The only place you can get it is in our Whatnot now. We don't have that.
Sure.
We don't have. I'm not giving anybody any fees. Just buy it straight from me on Facebook. That's how we do it. So very good. Speaking of fun things we got in the mail, you got the Eternia playset.
Yes.
Did you take it out of the box? Did you take it out of the shipping box?
I have not yet. No.
Oh, okay.
I've got a backlog on this stuff, and I just don't know. I mean, the
it's
story
Schrodinger's
itself,
toy
how that
because
came.
It's Schrodinger's toy because you don't know the condition it's in right now.
Oh, fair enough.
A lot of people have been getting some pretty beat up boxes because it's just so big, and they didn't put like extra styrofoam in there to handle it.
Yeah, mine had a little bit of a rattle to it, but I don't know. We'll see. The box was in very good shape. The shipping box.
Okay.
They didn't put it on the stairs. They put it at the base of the stairs.
It was too heavy.
I think I mentioned to you. Well, it was like 47 pounds that it had listed on the.
Crazy.
But the funny thing was, so I try to time the HasLab stuff, the larger things to come when my wife's not around.
Sure.
So I waited all day for this.
Uh-huh.
And she got home. It still hadn't shown up yet. She got home at like 4. FedEx up here, they show up whenever the heck they want.
Yeah.
So I was at my parents' having spaghetti dinner, and she was inside, and she didn't see the ring alert come back. So then I get home, and we get in. I move the box. Still didn't see it. That's fine. And then my son's like, "Hey, what was in that big box?"
Oh.
Hey, Dad.
Oh.
Hey, Dad.
He sold you out. Damn.
I was like, "Oh, this one right here," because it came separate. Was that King Grayskull came separately, so they were just perched on top of one another.
Oh man!
But I was like, "Oh, you mean this box right here? It's nothing." And he's like, "No, the big one,
the big one." Oh no! Damn it, kid!
So you're gonna be living in that box. Well, jeez.
Like a sitcom plot right there.
Yes, and no kidding.
That's funny. All right, well, when you do open it, if you do, can't wait to hear the condition. It's it. People have been posting photos of it all put together. It's very impressive. It has that monorail feature that goes all through it. It's a very cool toy. You know, as the sticker says on the box, the biggest Motu playset ever produced. A little more show and tell. So I went to Target this week, never expecting to find anything. It's just out of habit at this point. But lo and behold, I turned down the aisle. I immediately looked to the wrestling, and what do I see but a blonde-haired CM Punk from the latest set. I don't even think this is at ringside yet. Shipping is all topsy-turvy with these Jazzwares AEW figures. But this is a retro CM Punk, part of the Luminary set. This is from his Ring of Honor days. So you can see here, look at that. Nice jacket, blonde hair. Even has the logos, which I don't think they paid for, but they're on there. So now, people from the photos, the face has not looked great. In person, it looks okay. But here's the thing. I think they just took the current day CM Punk head, and then they added some hair to it, because you can kind of see like the profile is very similar, and I don't think his face looks exactly the same today as it did 30 years ago. I don't know how long ago, 20 years maybe. So I think that's part of it why people don't think the face looks too great. So soft goods jacket, you can take that off. Now, people have been reporting a lot of staining from the jacket, even though Jazzwares went as far to put lots of plastic around the figure in the box to try to prevent that. Still, people have been reporting lots of staining. I think I lucked out and I don't have any staining. So either they are the exception to the rule or I am. But so you can see this is the not Pepsi logo and this is the not Cobra logo tattoos on his shoulders. So it's kind of funny to compare, like, this is what he looked like in terms of tattoos back then, and then now this is how many tattoos he has. Just a couple more, just a few, not so many on the back though, but just a couple more. So a lot of people have said this is a dream figure for them, because this is like when they really, like, this version of Punk is what they really like got them into wrestling, or like made them want to be a wrestler. So it's very cool, and I love the color yellow, so this is the perfect combination for me. Surprisingly, Target had 3 of these guys on the shelf and only one other figure from the set. There's a chase for him with red pants. They did not have that, so I'm still on the lookout for that, but very happy to have this in my collection. I did not expect it, because it's just hard to find AEW figures at retail, or at least it was. Maybe that's about to change, just as everything's sort of falling apart for AEW. But I love these figures. I've said since the start, I think that the engineering of them is better than the Mattel figures, even the deluxe or the ultimates. I just think it looks more like a human body. There's less like gaps in the joints. So very happy to have that in my collection. But talking about WWE figures, this is like the year of Hulk Hogan from Mattel. They're doing so many Hulk Hogan figures. I don't know if they're like anticipating there being a reason they can't do him after this year or something, but they have a 3-pack of Hulk Hogan through the years. There we go. So this is a tremendous set. There it is.
Yeah, it looks nice.
So this is very reminiscent.
I appreciate that first one. I do.
So it's like this. I kind of wish this was the more traditional Hulkamania Hogan, but they did a version of him that we haven't seen before. Unique head sculpt with him eating the bandana there. But the skin tone on the later two ones, they finally got that hot dog skin just right. Look at that. Look at that hot dog skin. Damn.
Is that out? That's out now?
Yeah, this is out now. Good
might have
luck
to track
finding it in
that down.
stores.
No,
but
I like
it showed up. It showed up on Target.com. So if you see it, grab it because it's a very fun set. And it was on sale. It was like $20 off. It was like everything WWE was on sale for a week. So I couldn't not get it. I had to have it. It's probably like the best 3-pack that we're gonna see of him, of the Hulkster. So very happy to have that. Bill, did you hear the rumor that Ghostbusters are coming back to Universal Studios?
I have now.
I'm breaking the news to you.
Yes.
So I don't know where this rumor originates. Maybe just because people are thinking about Ghostbusters because the movie is coming out next month. But one of the original attractions at Universal Orlando back in the day, they had a Ghostbusters show, and then they had a street show. The Ecto-1 guys come out in the flight suits, and rumor has it that we could see that Ecto-1 rolling through the streets of New York again.
Oh. I feel like that's an easy.
I feel like it's easy too, yeah.
To do.
Because there are so many people out there, just like fans, that have an Ecto-1.
Right.
They could just go commission them to bring it over. But like the storyline for the new movie seems to be that the Ghostbusters is a business, and there's a lot of people working for the Ghostbusters now, and they're all in flight suits. So it would be easier than ever to just have like any Joe come out in a flight suit. Like, you don't have to specifically be one of the 4 original Ghostbusters anymore.
You don't. You can be whoever.
It'd be like Men in Black. It's just like, we just work for Men in Black. We're not Agent J.
Retheme Men in Black into Ghostbusters. We're all set.
No, keep Men in Black. Stop retheming stuff. You got space. Build something new. They're doing that whole new Epic Universe.
Epic Universe. Yes, we saw Shrek's outhouse.
Is that what that's from?
Yeah.
Is it really where he throws up on people?
Yeah.
I kept kind of seeing it and then skipping past it because I didn't think it was anything real. But they're gonna have like a Shrek feature at Epic Universe.
They must.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I need to go back and look at that. Shrek really had a moment on the internet, on TikTok for a while there.
I just watched Shrek tonight.
Kids still love it. Kids are still into Shrek.
My son especially wants to watch like the first hour of it, and then that's about it.
That's it. Well,
yeah,
that's part. Yeah.
No, it's had a little bit of a resurgence in the house.
Wow. You never know. That's why you have to have physical media.
No, you don't.
You never know.
You do.
My son wanted to watch the Angry Birds movie, so we did. And that had a lot of innuendo in it. I was not prepared for all of the jokes that I got, and he did not. I was like, who did they make this movie for? Because it came out like 10 years after that game was popular. It was such a strange thing. What a weird...
adults playing Angry Birds and everything else.
What a weird lifespan that Angry Birds has had. Because they like had Angry Birds Star Wars...
They did.
And it was like so long ago. And they tried to do all this merchandise. And I don't feel like the merchandise really hit. Like kids didn't care about the game, like the physical stuff.
And that the Fortnite guys should have learned a lesson from the Angry Birds guys.
That's right.
Like, no, I've got my phone. I can hit the catapult and have more fun.
I know.
Instead of setting up this little puzzled Death Star.
It didn't make any sense.
I think it was like 32 pieces, and then you had to like knock it over.
Every time you had to reset it. Yeah. No.
Oh.
I'm trying to think now, has there been a game that was just a game that has translated into toys and been successful? I mean, Pokemon is a whole other thing. I don't even think you consider that like part of the conversation.
Minecraft.
Do those toys do well?
Has done well. They do well.
Do they do well? What do they have?
Roblox.
Just the characters?
The characters.
Do you
I mean,
build?
Minecraft is translated over to Lego. Lego.
That's true. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Okay. Well, there
And
you go.
that's.
I guess
its
there
own
was
things. Yeah, couple
there was like a whole like at Target there's the figure aisle, and on the back of that there's like video game stuff, and for a while there it was all like either YouTube person or like app game stuff, because I was like, I don't know what any of this is. So Ninja. There's like a YouTube guy named Ninja or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but like for a while there, that was what they were trying to do.
Ryan's Toys made an appearance. No.
Ryan's Toys, and then like
He's-
knitted or Vlad and Nikki. They had their own
yeah.
stuff. What are those kids up to?
I don't know. Where's the Miss Rachel stuff? Did
That's
she
what
not
I'm saying.
Put out merch.
That's what I'm saying. What is preventing her from becoming a billionaire? Because it would happen. What's her deal?
Merch. I don't know. Maybe Blippi didn't tell her.
Blippi's got to smarten her up or something. Because Blippi had a whole line in Walmart and Target for a while
Did.
there.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
Maybe he lost his shirt on it. Maybe we have like the garbage
something
truck.
on someone.
We have the Blippi garbage truck.
Garbage truck.
I heard that Rachel's working on some new. She's gonna do phonics. But she's
Okay.
aging up a little. She's like, my generation has already learned to talk. Now we need them to speak correctly. So we don't even have to. We don't even have to like try with this younger kid. The second kid,
Right.
just letting Miss Rachel take the wheel. It's great. I love it.
It is.
I saw a photo this week of a new Sergeant Slaughter figure for the classified line,
Yeah.
and it's branded as the Mad Marauders.
Right. Sergeant Slaughter's Mad Marauders.
So I remember this version of the figure from back in the day, the blue
As do
tank
I.
top. And I had it, I guess, because it was a single release. And, like, he didn't usually come as, like, on a single card. You had to, like, mail away for
It was
him.
either
or,
a
like,
mail away or he
come
was
with a
pack-in.
vehicle. Yeah.
Right.
So it's like this was the only way to get him without having to, like, spend money or, like, find a time machine. So I had it, but it definitely wasn't, like, my preferred color.
No, the blue throws me off. I
Yeah,
prefer the black tank top.
It's just weird. I don't know. But there was
Yeah.
like a whole subline of his Marauders and guys in that color scheme.
Right.
So that seems like what we're getting. Hasbro's repainting them as the Marauders.
Yeah, so they've done this with, obviously, the Python Patrol and Tiger Force. They're doing it with, what is it? Night... Shoot. I don't have one around.
His
to
buddies,
sample.
Lowlight and Spirit Iron Knife.
So those are, well, I mean, they've already had Slaughter's Marauders Barbecue
Oh, that's
in
right.
the blue.
That's
so
right.
he's already been out for a while, so you knew that something was in the works.
Okay. I should have got him when they saw him at Ross. I passed on him.
No, that's fine. Are you going to collect the blue ones? Or?
No, I guess I'm not. Because I don't
Yeah.
like it. I have that original Slaughter. I think I
No,
have
the
two of
night
them.
the Night Force. So they're repainting a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
in the Night Force now.
Yeah.
So you're seeing a lot. I mean, you're seeing a lot coming out of the GI Joe team, but at the same time, you're seeing a lot of repaints, and you're like, when do I stop completely buying all these and start to kind of zero in on what I want the collection to look like?
Well, listen, the Hasbro doesn't have much going for it at the moment, but these
That's true.
original IPs like G.I. Joe and Furby and Transformers, that's pretty much all that's working for them, because they put out that financial report this week, and the Disney stuff not doing well at all, and not expected to do much better. So
Right.
I think we're gonna see these in-house lines, carrying the load. So that we're gonna see more of them, and cheap versions try to maximize that dollar.
Of course, yeah. No, that was quite the report that did come out regarding them.
Just not good, but also somewhat of a self-inflicted wound, because they decided to raise prices beyond the point that people were willing to pay.
I
And
can't buy toys anymore, people.
I can't afford it. It doesn't make sense. It's like could go back and buy older things and it would be cheaper and, collect, finish off some other collections. But
I almost bought Spawn figures from 1994 today because they were only $12 a piece.
Oh, were they mint in box?
They were.
I see those a lot at the antique store.
Yeah.
I don't know what. That's where people started collecting as an investment. They thought those would be worth something. Yeah. So we see a lot of those. I saw the gold versions, like night Spawn,
right.
always hanging around. I'm gonna
yes.
pay off my college debts with these. Not so fast.
Gold.
Sorry.
It's gold.
Gold. Nope.
You get the QVC guy. What was his name?
Don West.
Don West. Yeah, you put
Home
Don West
Shopping
on there
Network.
with the solid
Rookie
gold
card.
Spawn. Solid
Michael
gold
Jordan.
Spawn.
Rookie card.
Glory.
Rest in peace, Don West. He left us last year, I think it was.
No kidding.
I used to watch Home Shopping Network and QVC.
Oh, a lot, right?
Like it was TV. Like it was early reality TV.
It was.
I would just watch it.
It was
fascinating.
more engaging. It was more engaging than anything that came on at Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, and it was the only
like literally
thing.
those were over at 11, and then all of a sudden you were like, "Oh, what's next? Bowling?" I think with you and me, there was bowling.
Monster
and
trucks.
I was like, "What?" Yeah, and it's like, "Oh, I got to find something on my 35 channels of cable that I have."
See, I would watch it at night when TV like went into reruns. Because QVC,
oh, sure,
I don't know
I'd
if it
watch
was,
it then too.
I don't know if it was 24 hours or they repeated or what they were doing. But
it
was
got some spicy. It got spicier too.
No, it didn't. The QVC, what were they selling?
No, I know. I just mean like in terms of their dialogue.
Well, really? They were all drunk at that point. Nobody's watching. Just old people. What are they gonna do? They love it. They love it.
I love the installment plans.
Me and old people. That was the audience for QVC.
QVC's interesting because it's still around. You would have thought that it would have gone away or adapted.
Well, they all
to changes.
combined. I think like all the live shopping channels combined into one.
Right.
That was all they could do. They used to be 4 or 5, and now there's 1. But I don't know where it is.
But you know what I mean. It's like it seems like the business model of it, where you're calling in, or if because they still have people on the phone talking to them as well. And it's like,
well, it's just a specific audience. It's that same.
I know it's a specific.
It's
right.
the slice of the population that doesn't like the self checkout, and that's That's one of the reasons why Target is scaling back on self checkout. Now this, I did not see this coming. I thought because of the pandemic, this was the savior of retail, not having to interact with people to check out, like going at your own pace. Like this really was a game changer. This and like the curbside pickup. And now, as of like this past week, Target HQ put out this mandate. They're gonna close the self checkout during certain hours, and it really depends on the store, because I went to a store and it was closed at like noon, and it from what I read, it was supposed to be open from like 10 to 5 or something. Now,
yes, 8 to 10 it's closed, and then 8 to 10 p.m. if they're open till 10, closed.
So officially, Target is saying this is due to customer feedback, saying that they like being able to interact, like they want more human lanes open. Mm-hmm. But we know it's because people are stealing. Like, of course. I mean, like, and like I've never. I want to preface this by saying I've never stolen, but I get it. Like you got 2 of one thing, and you're like, do I really need to scan both of them? Like, it's Target. Mm-hmm. But no, I've never stolen.
Bananas.
Never stolen.
It's all bananas.
Bananas.
Ring it up as bananas. They won't know.
Like, you're having a bad day. You're like, I'm going to give myself a little discount. But no, now you've ruined it for everybody, because now they're taking it away. We've proven that humanity cannot be trusted. Humanity cannot be allowed to police itself. Good job, everybody. You ruined it for everybody.
Now, you brought it up that it was like a recent mandate, but I saw this as late as like 2.5 weeks ago. And I walked into the Target. It was probably around 9:30. 4 registers opened, which at this Target, nothing. You never see 4. Yeah. And then all the self-scan closed.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is weird because they could take one of these people off to service the self-checkout, and then at that point, they'd have 7 registers open. Why do they have to have 4 specific? It was weird.
It's very weird.
The lead guy was like, we got to wait for so-and-so to come in and let us know that we can open them, but that won't be until like 11:30. I was like, this is odd, but then you cycled back with it, and I was like, oh.
It's policy now, yeah.
Makes sense. Right.
And, you know, it's bad because you're going to have to wait in line. Because think of it, at the very least, there are 4 self-checkout. Like some places have, you know, if it's a super Target, you have a set of like 8 on each end. You're closing 16 registers down. You're not going to have 16 manned registers open. It's just not going to happen.
Never.
So you're going to have to wait longer. And if I'm, you know, just picking up something like a soda or something, I'm going to think twice about it. I'm going to be like, I don't know that I really need this.
Yeah, right. And you know what? You and I as collectors, we walk in, we walk out without, you know, that's the age-old thing. We don't see anything that we need, and we just like, oh, hey, I look like I'm like getting out of here.
No, but if like, you know, I'm there, maybe I need like something to eat for lunch tomorrow. I need to grab toothpaste. But if I got to wait in line, hell no. I'll just squeeze the toothpaste I have a little harder. I'll make it last.
I have to talk to somebody.
Forget about it. Oh my God, I was buying these CM Punk figures, and like the guy had to touch the boxes, and I fully expected him to like slam them down. I was like, I forget what it's like to have somebody else handle my purchases. I don't like it. I don't want it. So
and forget about bringing the kids in there when the kids start oddly interacting with the cashier and pretending to be shy, and you're like, yeah, no, he's not really, and you have to over-explain yourself to your kids. God. You don't have to do that with SelfScan.
No.
SelfScan doesn't care what your kids are doing. It won't say hi.
Listen, I don't know how many
the stickers.
How many instances we have to be pro robot on the show, but this is one of them.
I don't know.
I remember
I know what this is leading to.
What is it leading to?
You're looking at full cavity searches at Walmart when you leave.
Oh my God. I was trying to do the math. I'm like, all right. So let's say you know, obviously people are stealing, but like how much are they stealing? Like how much can they steal to make it make sense? So it's like you have to have another register open. How much are they getting paid per hour? What's minimum wage? We know it's not 15 because that's what they're fighting for. Well, it depends on the state. Let's say it's 10. Just make it easy. So 10 an hour. We can say it's 20. Doesn't matter. There's definitely more than that being stolen per hour.
Like, sure.
If they have to pay to have 20 more people come in, I think it probably still pays off in the end. But it's gonna change the way people shop. It's gonna make me want to go to Target less. It's just it's just we're in a different world than we used to be. You can't go back. I'm not willing. It's like people who work remotely and then all of a sudden their office is like, come on back. And they're like, nope, go to hell. I'll find another job. I'm not coming back. Can't make me.
I'll work remote for as long as I can.
Yeah, I'll go find to work somewhere else that allows me to work remote. But I don't like it. That's all I can say. Very quickly, another thing I don't like. Last week we talked about Super 7 having their latest Turtles Ultimates in stock, and we've seen a lot of people showing those off this week. They look great, probably the best set they've done. The one thing that really freaks me out, if you look at the Donatello figure, it's like basketball Donatello, and they made his sneakers, you know, like a turtle's foot. He has the 2 big toes, but they made the sneakers look like that. Like fly's wings almost, you know. It really freaks me out. I don't like it one bit. And the original Playmates figure was not that pronounced. Like they really went for it.
Not so much. I didn't even notice it, but yeah.
Yeah. So
it's there.
I like the alternate version of the Turtles they do. Like I have Samurai Leonardo and Surfer Mikey. So it's like I wanted to get the basketball Donatello, but I don't know if I can have this in my house. It's like that Genghis frog or the is that him, the frog character?
Right. Yeah. In his tongue.
He just looks so creepy. It's like they really turned up the creep level on these guys. But maybe that's what people like. They like their turtles to be kind of creepy.
Get that creepy on.
Get their creepy on.
Yeah.
Anything else for this big week?
Oh, you said Minecraft? Universal Studios Minecraft?
Yeah, I saw this, but I didn't really look into it. So Universal was teasing something, and they were showing like pixelated versions of their parks and their logo.
Yeah.
And people, they guessed it was Minecraft, and sure enough. So I don't know how Minecraft works. There's like a server where you can go in and you can like go through Universal.
Yeah,
like
you can
classic
do private
Universal
servers. Right, you can do private servers. It's
Minecraft.
DLC.
Yeah.
Yep, so it's downloadable content. They've done one for Disney,
really?
which is very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go through the Magic Kingdom, I know, at this point. And all the details are there. So
that's fun. That's great.
Yeah.
This is what we were talking about last week. It's like, I want to see the old version of this ride. Just download it.
Right.
This is how you do it.
This is how it used to be, kids.
They had what did they have? Back to the Future instead of Simpsons. Confrontation. Shrek 4D.
Yep. Oh wow, you'd be right at home.
Oh my god, I would love it. The Jaws ride.
Go back and do the queue.
Twister.
Yeah. Did you see the trailer for that, or at least the teaser for Twisters?
No, I saw that it existed, and I was like, okay, I guess that's fun.
Twisters.
Woo! Is the cow in the trailer? That was what sold the original one.
Several cows.
Oh, really? They upped the number of bovine.
Like a whole herd of cows.
Wow.
They updated the amount of Twisters. They might as well update the amount of cows.
Was there a Sharknado in there too?
Oh, could you imagine?
Damn.
All
right, Bill. Anything else for this big week?
I can't think of anything.
Very good. All right, you and Jeremy. All right, everybody. Well, you know what we say. We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
I still wanna be a toy.